everyone, and welcome to the ASMR review show. Let's do this one more time. Elden Ring, Nightreign, all bosses, regular, base game, DLC, and Everdark Sovereign variations. Well, I'm posting this on the 1-year anniversary of Elden Ring Nightreign because I know you guys are probably all sad you didn't get Everdark Heolster, so that's my character name here, Everdark Heolster. I made a Smurf account just so I could go back to the beginning and get all the cutscenes and intro bits again for this video. So yeah, we shall be going over the Nightreign, the bosses, as we usually do, and this is just my comprehensive one. I did one on all the base game bosses when the game came out, and I did a DLC one and a all Everdarks one, at least the Everdarks that had been released. Little did I know we would get surprise drop Everdark Balancers. And so yeah, now we've got them all together here. That's how it is. Yeah. Not including like every normal boss, though, you know, like Beastly Brigade or Royal Icarian Knight, you know, like, that's all in the regular Elden Ring game. We did those already. And we're not including the Knight bosses, you know, like Bell-Bearing Hunter or Dancer of the Bootylicious Valley, you know, it's just the main Night Lords, you know, the stuff that matters is what we're talking about here. So yeah, let's go with that. Of course, the intro, you know, the John Nightreign of the game, Wylder, great character, of course. I grew to love every character in their own way. I did have a challenge for myself. That was I tried to beat every boss with every character solo. How successful was I? Well, I didn't bother with doing Balancers or Dreglord or the Everdarks with that, just the base game normal bosses, but I did accomplish that goal, yes indeed. And Wylder and Duchess together again. So our intro boss, of course, is Morgott. And what's nice about this fight, you know, normally you're supposed to lose a fight. Are you here? Oh, there you are. What's nice about this fight is, while it is a meant-to-lose fight, you can still, of course, use my one life right away, very nice. You can actually still replay this from the tutorials, so it's kind of nice that you get a go at it multiple times. A lot of the other Dark Souls type tutorial bosses where you're meant to die, it's just kind of like, oh, you done goofed, well, it's time to start a new account, right? Many accounts were sacrificed to bring us this info. Good old Morgott, your delayed attack. Very nice indeed. So, yeah, it can be a bit of a tough fight because you're only level, like, 6 maximum, and you only get the equipment that the game gives you, which is the same every time. So, of course, I found the best thing was to use the periodic glint blades for extra damage and just go with the good old basic greatsword. It's also nice because you get like 2 free ultimates in the fight. You get the normal one that you've accumulated from doing the tutorial, and you get the one that it gives you as a tutorial on your ult. Just be careful with it because I feel like he has a habit of dodging away as soon as you go to use it, you know. But yeah, with a little perseverance and careful attack timing and dodging, you can succeed on this one as well. Especially if you manage to keep Duchess alive. I think you get 1 death as well where you can get revived. So, yeah, well done, Duchess, indeed. I don't have my whole May Thy Knife chip and shatter emote yet. I hadn't unlocked it on this account yet. Sorry. I am kind of curious though, so after that you take a sit on the chair, and then we are now somewhere else. I don't know how. I don't know why. We just simply are. I guess. Yeah, but that leads us, of course, to the intro cutscene done in the same style of art as the regular game, which is very nice. And have I still figured out this game? I don't know if I have or not. I mean, there's been lots of lore videos, and I haven't really had time to watch them because I've been doing my own thing, you know, just sort of going as is. And, well, I'm just gonna go with my headcanon, you know, my headcanon that the Nightfarers are all here to sacrifice themselves to stop the night from ever getting to the lands between. But this is like some weird alternate universe thing, I think, and that's why there's Dark Souls bosses in the game. I mean, how else would Nameless King be there? Unless they really did see that one guy's Reddit post that there was going to be a Fortnite-style DLC that included the Nameless King, you know, Mahdi, Lisan al-Gaib. I've got a good old stout going right now, you know, black as night, right? That's how we like it. There are those who would fight back, yes, the Angst Lord himself, Ironeye, and, you know, our witchy goth mommy herself, Recluse. And, of course, you know, John Nightreign, Wylder, and, my queen, Duchess. We are not worthy. She's better with technical weaponry. And, Big Bonk, Thick Boy, Raider, and Bird. Its beak. And, of course, we can't forget, you know, John Sekiro himself, the weeaboo executor, the executive producer. And, not appearing in this intro is Revenant, Undertaker, and Scholar, of course. We'll get to them in a bit, you know. Yeah, the other thing I ended up doing, I hate to say, I went meta and I played Beastclaw Revenant, and yeah, it's pretty nice. Not gonna lie. Hate to admit it, but it is true, indeed. So, yeah, with that, we have arrived at the Round Table Hold, and yeah, they really spruced up the place. I like what they did with it. It's kind of nice that it's not on fire, and I like that they added the way to make it not dark and dreary and miserable before the final boss. So, yeah, man, I really love Nightreign. Again, I'm still kind of surprised. I had no idea that I would be able to sink so much time in it. I thought it would be kind of a one-off, you know, like I played it and it's good, but I don't really have a desire to go back to it, kind of like Dark Souls 2 or Sekiro, you know, both perfectly good, fine games. And I know they have their fans, and I do enjoy them, you know. But it's like, do I want to go back to those games and dedicate all the time to them? Not really, per se, but I love what they've done with this one. Now, of course, the only problem is this the end of new content, you know? I don't know, and that's the tough thing I find, because, yeah, when they add new stuff, like Great Hollow, that's really cool and everything, but also then it became a very tough time, because, like, you know, you can only play Great Hollow with Balancers or Dreglord. If you want the other ones, you gotta play Deep of Night, and I don't like how Deep of Night had so many cool things relegated to just that. Like, I don't care about reaching depth 5, 99,999,099. I don't care about that. I'm in it for a challenge, but like not a super crazy, insane challenge. You know, the Everdarks is where I draw the line. So the fact that like the variants and the special cursed items really only appear in Deep of Night is kind of sad, and like the missing map event. I've only ever played one round where I had that, but I thought it was like the coolest thing to trip you up because so much of the game relies on your map knowledge and knowing where to go, and so now it's kind of like, you know, it felt funny to say it feels old school. To say it reminded me of playing base Elden Ring for the first time. But it really did, because it felt like, okay, I'm in this location, what do I do? Oh, I don't know, take that telescope, use your eyes, and go explore. Oh, I can't break that chair because it's part of the cutscene. Well, dang it. Moving on from here, okay, first main boss, of course, good old doggo himself, Cerberus. Gladius, Beast of Night. So first up we've got Recluse, of course, mage, spellcaster character, and yeah, like I said, each one will be a boss beaten solo, and we will try to showcase all of the characters, some more than others, because that's the tough part about doing this, is there's an uneven number, which sucks. I was wanting to try to get everyone equal time, and here it's funny because I'm trying so hard to set up like one of the special like fresh magical cocktails, and as you see, that kind of wasn't really it. I think if I recall correctly, I realized through this fight, you know what? Just give her bud. Don't worry about all this fancy stuff, you know, just hit the boss, right? And of course, good old shattering crystal is the way to go with this, right? It's basically your shotgun, right? Lethal at point blank range. Yeah, that's a lot of damage, right? Yeah, so I like Recluse as a character, but just really difficult to play solo because you start off with like such little stuff, and you don't really get the equivalent of the Beast Claw meta. You know, if they had allowed it so you could have Shattering Crystal as a starting armament, that would be amazing, but alas, here we are. And yeah, so it's not easy, but I think the trick I found with playing these characters was don't focus about being level 15, just focus about getting the most important stuff for the run. So here, of course, maybe, you know, Recluse is not proficient in great axes or great hammers, but a holy damage weapon is a holy damage weapon, so, you know, use what you've got. Indeed. That was the trick to it. And of course, you know, the good old Everjail meta helps. I think this was also like before the Recluse buff. They buffed it so you casted all your magical cocktails a little bit faster. I think, maybe. So I think we can add that to the list of achievements for this. And of course, good old Gladius, the once insurmountable task, right? How do you beat this boss when it's got a 40-minute run back? Well, nowadays, Gladius is kind of a cakewalk for the most part, but that's okay, you know, I like the style. The Everdark version, not so much, we'll get to that. But that's okay. Oh yeah, win with a stagger. Yeah, we will. So you see, like, that was the trick. Don't bother with all the fancy stuff. Just go with the big bonk. Oh yeah, I knew that was epic. So yeah, Recluse, good character. Probably one of my lesser played ones. Because I don't play her solo that often. But that's okay. So, now that we have beaten the first Night Lord, that opens up the possibilities to all the other Night Lords. The night is young, indeed. And, yeah, of course, the Priestess who is actually Duchess, right, has granted us our next task. We have beaten one Night Lord, but there are many. We'll just have to take them one by one. Oh yeah, for like the 10 of you that watched my Elden Ring Nightreign playlists video, thank you. Hope you thought it was fun. I want to know, would you guys want to see that same video, but what I think each Nightfarer's letterboxed top 4 would be? You know, like if they were on Letterboxd, what would their top 4 be? I mean, it's a fun idea I had. I came up with a few, you know, fun suggestions. I'm sure Undertaker would be all the religious drama movies, and Duchess would be all the period pieces, and Raider would be anything that's got pirates or barbarians in it, and Ironeye would just be the stay away from me bro typical Letterboxd choices. So, yeah, maybe we'll make that one. You know, maybe there'll actually be one more Nightreign video, and then in that one, when they do actually don't release Everdark Heolster, or they will, because they'll do it just to spite me, because I made the video saying there won't be one, then we can put that one together and we can have a laugh at it. Maybe. Possibly. We'll see. Yeah, and of course, we have to give the watch back to the priestess, right? Because in doing so she remembers, remember who you are, that you are indeed not just the priestess, but you are also the Duchess. You know, tonight, Duchess joins the fight. And I do think it's fun that she gets kind of her own little intro to it, you know. Definitely, you know, again, tonight, Duchess joins the fight. Definitely like ooh, I like her. I like rogues. Alright. Yeah, I know you can do Spellcaster Duchess, and she's powerful, but I like the good old dagger status build Duchess. Yeah, just adjust the shades for good measure. We'll slay this Night Lord yet. Oh yeah, girl. So, yeah, then I'm trying to think. I showed Duchess' intro. I didn't show Revenant's intro, though. I don't think I bothered with that. Oops. It's annoying. You guys know. You gotta slay her 3 summons and her. And for some reason, she's got, like, infinite poise. Like, where were those summons when I needed them? I think they buffed her summons in Deep of Night, but again, I don't really play Deep of Night, so that's of no concern to me. And of course, we also have the DLC content, and it's just simple. You go through this little door here. The door is finally opened, and what's on the other side of the door? Well, it's a giant screw you die now boss, the Dreglord, and you're fighting alongside with Undertaker and Scholar. Part of me wonders, like, you know, they have fairly decent AI for Duchess and Scholar and Undertaker in their respective fights where you're fighting alongside them. I wonder if there would have been a way for them to make it where, like, you could play, like, solo, but with bots, you know, like, you know, well, they already have, like, the ashes and the summons, right? So, like, would there be a way to do that? Has someone modded that, perhaps? I don't know. Yeah, it's funny because Dreglord is a fight I feel I still haven't mastered. I've just kind of gotten good at it. I mean, one thing that helps with this fight is you can equip whatever relics you want for it. I don't know if the relics you equip actually affect the Morgott tutorial fight. But this one does, which is nice. Thank you, Extra Life. But in any case, it's not one I've really figured out yet, because I haven't played him solo too many times. I think one of the main reasons being, like, the big struggle with some of those bosses is not just the boss, it's the fight to get to said boss. But, yeah. this was actually my first attempt trying to see could I beat this fight, and actually you do, which is fun. And yeah, there you go. Scratch 1 Dreglord. Only at level, what are we, 8? Very nice indeed. Of course, it doesn't really matter because he's just gonna keep respawning. That's the whole thing. We have to get the balancers down and then be able to take down the real thing or something. Straghess, the pure impulse Straghess. Whatever that means. Again, I need to brush up on my lore a bit more. In any case, we need to fight a dude, so first we need to fight another set of dudes. Or dudettes, I guess. Curse this Dreglord, indeed. Is that the line? Yeah. Curse this Dreglord, yes, very indeed, Scholar. So yeah, I guess the idea is that Scholar and Undertaker were here the whole time. But time moves differently in Lordran, distorting, allowing you to see the echoes and shades of the other's future past, or something like that. We became, our link became quite tremulous for a moment. Sure thing, however you say. And yeah, Scholar, fun character, definitely much more like him as the support character. I did beat all the bosses solo as him, and that was quite a challenge. I mean, yes, you can hoard all the collectibles for yourself, but also it makes it really tricky when you're trying to take the aggro off, so you can, analyze, right? It's not like an anime where everything stops and you can have half of an episode to just analyze somebody and think inside your mind, no, this is reality, Greg. Yeah. So he's cool. I do like him. I mean, if I had to pick a least favorite character, maybe Recluse, maybe. Again, I've grown fond of Revenant a lot more because Beast Claw meta. I'm sorry, guys, but I tried it and it's great. And of course, Undertaker. Oh, Undertaker Bay. Yeah, I mean, everyone loves Undertaker, and I love her too. I remember the good old days when the DLC dropped and it was just triple Undertaker every run. And while I do love her, she's not my favorite character. I mean, I do love some of the bits that she gets, some of the abilities and the stats, the free ult when other people use their ult, or if you dodge a grab, that's great. Just her skill, you being able to get your stamina back and go fast and speedy, fast and bulbous, is great. And she gets the Kirin skin from Dark Souls 1, also great. So yeah, let's take Undertaker on a journey to now fight Everdark Gladius. Oh boy. So Gladius, Everdark, it's not a boss I hate. He's just a boss that I dread. Why? Because it's crazy. Like, he starts off in triple doggo mode and will not go back to the regular dog until you have damaged him enough. And he can output super crazy high amounts of damage with some of his attacks. And I also feel it's not that he has delayed attacks. It's that he has combos that don't seem like they're over until they actually aren't. And can we dodge that? Nope, we cannot. But oh, that's so cute. He uses the move just like his master does. So there, you're done your combo, right? Now you are. But here, 1. No, let's see. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. So that's what I mean, like, his combos are kind of deceptive because you think, okay, now he's done. Except not really, he is not. And that's gonna hurt. You see what I mean? Like, nearly lost all my health from one attack. As people have pointed out, the increased damage negation of full HP is a must. Or I also like taking damage boots damage negation. And also, yeah, he has his whole hold the sword in his mouth aura farming. He learned about aura farming from Heolster, alright. And yeah, if you attack him while he's in the aura farming mode, he gets a damage buff, and he can buff himself up to 3 times, which is pretty crazy, man. So, yeah, definitely not my greatest fight indeed, but a win is a win, and we're gonna get that win. I think I did Noxtella, the hidden city, right? So we've got the extra life from there, and are you done yet? No. We got the extra life from there, and I have 1 or 2 other extras. I think that was that was your free extra life the game gives you in solo. Oh boy, here we go. Can we dodge that? Yep. Can you dodge that? Yep. Can you dodge that? No. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? Yeah, so it's just like, he's a crazy difficult fight, and oh, we should have dodged that grab instead. He's a crazy difficult fight, not just because of the moves, but it's just because of how goddamn hard he hits, right? Though, it is kind of funny. Oh, well, oh, that's okay, we got the stagger swagger. I don't care about your damage buff. You can't attack me if you're staggered. And, oh, that actually did a lot of damage. Maybe we should try that again. Oh yeah, and like this move, like the triple doggo rocket, you know. Just, I don't get it, man. Yeah, so it's not a bad fight, it's just a fight I kind of dread and worry about, and especially because it was so difficult even with trios. I remember the back-to-back Everdark rotation of Gladius plus Libra just made me wheel. I had this moment of, wait, do I actually like this game? Is this game fun? I don't know. Okay, I think this is my last life. Perhaps. Well, I've got no more flasks, so it's do or die. Oh yeah, this is my hidden city buff. Well, may as well use that. What's great is I was listening to my playlist at the time, so I was listening to Father, I Have Sinned. And I thought, oh yes, oh, call an ambulance. But not for me. You done goofed, boy. Bad dog. So yeah, that's how it's done, you know. Pick a character who is good and who can do good damage with. I guess I should have used the Holy Ring attack more. That seemed like it was pretty good. I don't know, man. Alright, next up we have the Saint and the Scholar and the Gentleman himself. Scholar against our next Nightlord, Adel. And he just came by to say hello, right? That was a bad joke. Sometimes I'm even disappointed by myself. I definitely feel some of these fights with Scholar, I wasn't like that great at the fight, but I still won. I mean, as evidenced by the fact that I'm only level 12. But I figured Scholar would be a good character to fight Adel, because he's got high arcane, so usually you can proc some kind of a status effect, like real quickly, right away, like that. And of course, Adel is very weak to poison. The weaknesses of the Nightfarers, though, or the Lords, can be a little tricky, because I find some of them it's like, well, if you have Holy for Gladius, it definitely helps. If you have Poison for Adel, it helps. But Fire on Gnoster, not really necessary. Lightning on Fulghor, very necessary. My Scholar fight with him was like a disaster. He kept on spamming his ground lightning attack, and I didn't have any lightning weapons. Yeah. But we're getting sidetracked here. We're talking about Adel. Definitely a boss that I kind of hated, because I didn't really get his move pattern right, and it seemed like he had a habit of always doing the goddamn grab, right as I was, locked into some kind of animation. I've handled that better, and that doesn't happen as much now the boss that always grabs me and I'm locked into an animation is the goddamn Balancers, but I'm sure you guys have had your experience with that. I'm just not a fan. And that's why we bring ourselves the Crimson Whirl bubble tier, right? For exactly these kinds of moments. Nanomachine, son. Your attacks can't hurt me, Jack. Yeah. So, also what I love about Scholar is the special parry mode. You know, if you do his scan technique, but you add you do the R2, it gives you a shield for a brief second, and if an enemy hits it, they really get staggered and knocked back. So that's always very fun to do. Also, shout out to the longest stamina bar, right? See, now I actually like it when Adel does the grab, because I've got the timing better, so I know, oh yay, free additional ult charge for me. Yeah, if you didn't know, if you aura farm and dodge a grab last minute, you get a really big, decent chunk on your ultimate. So that's why I'm like, oh come on, do the grab, you know you wanna. Yeah, boy. Yeah, so I don't mind Adel now, but I used to hate him. I used to find him so chaotic and unpredictable, and I guess that's just the whole lay of the game, is you get more experience with it, and so you know what you're doing, right? And yeah, while Scholar might not be my favorite for solo, I do love how versatile of a character he is. You know, you can play him with status builds, and you can play him with changing out his stats for more decks. So he's got a lot of good weapons for that. You can play him by using the relics, so that you really support your team by like giving them all the item buffs. You can increase throwing pot damage. Just so many fun things you can do, and I like that. Whereas other characters, I find it's just like there's like the way to play them, or there's the wrong way. I mean, all the memes about Big Bonk Colossal Revenant aside, I don't really like playing Colossal Sword Revenant because I feel like I'm hitting the enemy with a super giant screw-off chicken wing of an armament, and I'm only doing like, a couple hundred damage. Like, not like I'm talking, like if it was Raider or, real big bonk. So, yeah. How are we doing with this fight? Yeah, it's a bit of a longer one, as you can tell, evidenced by that I'm only level 12, but that's okay. One thing I feel like they definitely did with the bosses being in such large arenas, they definitely had a lot more attacks where it's just, the dodge option is run away, Adel's got one like that, Caligo has one like that, and yeah, that's just kind of my Omae Omo Shindaru move. And there we go. Didn't even need any of my extra lives. Nas. So yeah, Scholar, good character. Adel, good boss, indeed. Very nice. Up next, that means, according to my calculations, we should have the Everdark Adel. I do love this, that he basically opens with the big attack, I've always wondered, why do people always wait to use their ultimate attack? You'd think they'd use that first, right? So, and of course we're playing as good old Ironeye. Definitely the easy mode character, to an extent. I mean, you could get a skill with fast recharge, enemies take more damage, and it's got very generous iframes. So, that is good. And again, you just stay far back and you shoot everything with arrows. But there is a lot more in Ironeye because he is a dex character. It does mean that he's good with katanas I think I was trying to see if I could stop his attack, but I was a little bit slow on it, but oh well. It is what it is. But I know if you use your ult at the right time, you can actually knock him out of that. Oh, and I spawned next to the hurricane. That's nice. Yeah, so Everdark Adel has the whole tornado attack. Definitely one that I found annoying at first, because I had a habit of always spawning way far away from the jump pads. And, you know, it's definitely something where, I don't know, I don't think I would not have figured it out, like, you know, not knowing that that was what you're supposed to do, right? But that's okay. That's half the fun, is being confused, like, what do I do? And then being like, oh, the internet said this is what you do, right? That's why we play these games. That's the whole point. Yeah, so while Ironeye is the kind of easy mode character, he's also pretty weak, and like the second that anyone's aggro onto you, you're just like running away, like, somebody please get him off of me. The one thing I don't like is the lightning that follows you, you know. Adel does that, and it also happens with the rod attacks from the Dreglord, and I just kind of find it annoying. Like, there's certain characters where the whole point is that you need to use your skill by standing still for a second. I just feel that, like, really punishes you. Really, again, bro, have you learned nothing? I think I wanted to save my ult for, like, the big finish, you know? There we go. Kobe. Oh, you're not dead. I got back up and I boned him. So yeah, Ironeye is fun. I almost don't play him much anymore because I played him so much in the beginning, you know, when I was getting used to the game. But he's nice, very good character indeed. And I like Everdark Adel. He's a good fun one. Who would be next? Would it be Gnoster? Ah, yes. Now we've got ourselves another Recluse fight. And my intention had been to get 2 fights per character, but the math doesn't work out because we've got, 10 characters. And there's 10 Night Lords, I think. But 2 of them don't have Everdark versions. So yeah, that doesn't work. So Gnoster is not one of my favorites of the Night Lords. It could be a little tricky to manage solo, especially when you waste your fancy magic cocktail there, right? But the one thing that does help, I found, is that the big bug, Fartus Stone Shield, he actually blocks his own Moth's attacks. So here I was again trying to be particular about like which magic cocktails I use. And this is where I kind of thought, like, wait, he's going into defense mode there. Let's use the Golden Vow. Golden Vow. So yeah, that's one trick I definitely found, was basically get all up close and use him as a shield, and watch out for Gnoster grabbing you at the worst time, right? The bosses always seem to know when's the worst time to do it, right? Is that gonna get you? Then maybe. So the other problem is playing a magic-based character against the boss that has a high magic resistance, and I guess I'm taking the hit on that one. Oops. And I'm taking the hit on that one too. A good old Sword of Night and Flame. And okay, I don't really know exactly what is it that causes him to go turtle mode. Is it basically the game's way of saying, hey, you can't just damage him, you need to damage the other one? I haven't really figured out what's synonymous, you know. Nope, you're running away. Don't run away, man. That's bad. And of course the good old roar attack. Yep. I mean, there is a wind-up to it. It just always feels like the wind-up is never enough for me to actually get out of the goddamn way. Oh well. That's just how it is. It's just tough when you do it solo because, like, it doesn't really feel like it's been balanced. Some of the OG Elden Ring fights, they balance them for solo a lot better, like Godskin Duo having sort of shifting aggro. Oh, and of course, we couldn't forget the good old Halo Slop, right? As they call it these days. Funny enough, I didn't know that Halo Slop was like a crazy meta thing. And I do remember one of my first big Recluse wins against Heolster was the Halo Slop, right? Everybody talks about how Recluse can be high DPS, but I just feel like sometimes it's just a matter of getting actually the right equipment, though. That's what I find tough. Oh dear. And yeah, of course now he's got the frickin' orbital satellite laser nuke satellite cannon Yu-Gi-Oh! Akira Batman Beyond move. But it's okay, we'll get to the Everdark version, then it gets even worse. Yeah, I also don't do a lot of like dual balancers. I know a lot of people really hype that up, but I find there's only certain characters I like it for, and that's just simply because a lot of them I don't want to sacrifice other relic spots for dual balancers. Or I also think, what if I just don't get weapons where they have a skill that actually does damage, you know? I don't know. But I do know that it's ice to meet you. Oh, wonderful timing indeed. And that's the roar. It's alright, guys. I still have health. I still have health. I got back up and I boned him. And yeah, the charge attack, yeah, you gotta dodge the side. It can just be a little annoying because it seems like he has some pretty good tracking on it. Like, he knows where you're dodging to. And it always seems like, is that the one? No. How about that one? No, that's the one. Alright. There we go. It's fire time. And there we go. Emotion through. So yeah, another Recluse fight. I don't know if we're gonna see her anymore in the video. But yeah, she's fun. I wish I could be better at her. But then I gotta trust my teammates, and that can be a scary thing to do. And Gnoster is okay. One of the weaker Night Lords for me, personally. So next that brings us to Everdark Gnoster. And yeah, this is definitely a tough fight, not because it's the craziest moveset, but just because it's like an endurance test. Because obviously they start off in the dual enraged mode, but then it's they don't have too much health in this phase. It's of course the big second phase, you know, when the third one showed up. And then when the third bug showed up, it got real interesting. You know, this is a weird bug menage a trois, and I don't want to be a part of it. And I guess the idea is that the third bug is the one that's been helping call down the Akira laser orbital strikes. So we kind of went with some spellcaster touches, as you can see. Which I guess I don't know if it's underrated. No one really talked about it when it came out, though. You know, it was all about daggers, and I remember I hated touches when I started off because I didn't know how to play her, and she was so squishy and weak, and then I understand, the Frostbite relic indeed is the one. Alright, fire, of course, for a little extra weakness. So here we have Animus, the Ascended Light. And yeah, so now it's what's this fight like again? Not necessarily Lothric and Lorien, but not exactly Ornstein and Smo per se. But yeah, just the general idea is like, you know, you have to whittle down one of the bugs, and when it dies, then Animus like possesses it, and then you can damage it. Which is a fun concept, you know, I like that style. It just gets like a little bit crazy when all three of them start going off, because Animus has like some crazy insane laser orbital strikes. Like there's the one where it just calls down like the entire arena, and I don't know how you're supposed to dodge that because you run and it's still like a giant blast. I don't know. And then of course when it goes into like the Firefly fluttering mode for when it possesses Gnoster instead of Fartus, like, yeah, it's a bit much. So that's how it is. Not like it's a crazy difficult fight, but just really easy to end up in one of the supercharged attack modes where it just goes hardcore on you. Yeah. Also, I have become one with the partial HP restoration upon damage mode. Like, I literally cannot play without that. You're ruining my play style, man. Yeah. So, oh boy. Yeah, it's definitely, it's an endurance fight, this fight, because it goes on for a long time. It's so tedious, you gotta whittle down these bosses. And then he does the grab move, or the roar, and somehow you dodge it anyways, which is good. And yeah, there's a very, like, long trailing AoE attacks. It goes out for quite a while. That's just the get away from me move, bro. But it does leave you with a nice opportunity for some damage to get in there, And of course, after it does the enraged attack, then Animus leaves that one and goes and potentially possesses the other one. Sometimes it doesn't. Here we go. The orbital strikes. So, like, yeah, what do you do exactly? You run, and then it picks the big one, and I guess maybe its hitbox isn't as big as it seems. It seemed like it was pretty intense, though. Personally, just saying. But yeah, so not my favorite Everdark. I think I really haven't played this one much, besides me needing to win with every character. And yeah, or if it comes up in the rotation. But yeah, I'm trying to think, who do I like playing as an Everdark one? Well, I like Everdark Adel. I like Everdark Fulghor. Everdark Caligo can be tricky. You see. That's how you dodge that attack. Use the moon. Pro League strats right there. I give those tips out for free. But yeah, the fight's a drain on your resources because, you might run out of starlight shards or flasks. Just in general, a lot going on. I don't like Everdark Libra, and Everdark Gladius kind of like intimidates me still. Same thing with Everdark Balancers. Who are we leaving out there? There's somebody in there we're leaving out, I think. Maybe. I don't remember. Oh, right, Maris. I always forget about Maris, because that fight puts me to sleep, literally. Yeah, Everdark Maris was a choice, but we'll have plenty of time to talk about that when we get there. And so yeah, there we go. Let's get ready. Keep going. And that's the other thing. Every time Animus leaves the body of one of them, it loses a bit of its health. So again, that's what we're doing. And oh boy, running, more running. It's the edge of the whole goddamn world. Ow. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't need to say ow every time your video game character gets hit. Oh boy, he's mad. Yeah, baby. Is it just me, or do they take more damage when they're not possessed? That makes sense, I guess. Alright, now's my time to shine. Let's go. Flaming Strike. R1, R1, R1. yeah, I'm the Duchess Dagger R1 spammer. Why? Because I love that relic where it's if you get the final hit of the attack that it does the reprise skill for you, you know. Just a nice way to get a little bit extra in there. You can't stack it, but it's still good. So I'm guessing this is a fight where I got lucky and I didn't have to deal with the super version. And here we go. Omayomo Shinderu. Yeah, baby. And yeah, that is Everdark Gnoster. Again, yeah, kind of meh. I realize Vardis doesn't disappear. I mean, yeah, you know, he's sitting there, I guess. And you can't even say. Now next we've got, of course, Maris, Fathom of Night, and with good old Raider, dual bonk Raider with lightning. Struck me down like lightning, indeed. Yeah, Maris, again, it's interesting, like, you know, they always are trying to do, like, different, you know, unique, fun fights, different styles. It's just, it doesn't fully work. I like that you can destroy the little pods or the bubbles or the Mebombo or the weird tentacle hands to inflict damage if you can't get up close. That's a fun thing. I just feel some characters are better suited to deal with the spam. You know, like he's always running away, and that can be annoying if you don't have a character like Wylder who can move around fast. And there's certainly a lot of characters better suited to group AoE skills like Recluse or Scholar. Maybe perhaps Revenant with Sebastian, my beautiful boy. But as you can see, it doesn't really matter who you are because you're going up against a dual bonk Raider who I'm pretty sure just defeated like 6 Everjails in one fight. So yeah, there's not much to say. Raider is just all around fun character, big bonk, big smash. I like his style, and they buffed him so the colossal weapons move a lot faster, so that is good. Indeed, I shall beat my chest like Wolf of Wall Street. Now that gets us, of course, to Everdark Maris, and in your own time, Executor. In your own time, was I checking my phone? You have no friends. You have no friends. You don't have anything to check. Okay, come on, man. Seriously, get on with it. Seriously, get on with it. Wow. What even was past me doing here? I don't. There we go. Okay, where were we? Yes, we're playing Executor, another character who I definitely took a long time to get the hang of. But I get it now, man. I understand. I've seen the light. And the best thing is mastering the art of the unsheath deflect. Because when you pull out your katana, it actually counts as a deflect. And that's very important to master because you don't have to pull it out and then deflect. You can pull it out and deflect at the same time. And you can also totally whiff on your weapon skill. That's okay though. That's fine. So yeah, Everdark Maris, who I see, he's called Auger here. Interesting. Because it's always weird. There's the raid is called Auger, and the boss is Maris. So I see here he's called Auger. It's like, okay, let's stop trying to do anything fancy. Just hit with the sword. That's what it's for, you know. But yeah, man, the deflect is so great because the timing is a lot more generous than like a Sekiro parry, so that's probably why I enjoyed it more. You're just gonna... Okay, he took pity on me because I took so long to get this fight going. And, yeah, the deflect timing is just so much more generous. So, I like that a lot, very fun. Now, of course, here we go with the big twist, is they brought back the Storm Ruler. And now here we go with the real Maris, Fathom of Night. So yeah, on paper, I don't hate the fight. I think they also slightly may have buffed it recently. I can't recall if this was when I had played it, or at least when I recorded this. But yeah, so the idea is basically you charge up the Storm Ruler and then use it to hit the boss. Like, okay, cool. The Storm Ruler, Yorm the Giant, Rykard, that's pretty fun. And you know, you can use the attacks to block the little particle beams. Also fun indeed. What is not good about it, well, kinda sucks that this boss decides to always be on the other end of the arena, and he has a habit of like moving, like, so by the time your attack has gone through, it hits him. But again, I think they may have buffed that perhaps. I don't know if this was like a redo, because I did a fight, I remember, where I ran dual balancers. I think this is a dual balancers run, you know. And yeah, a little bit frustrating when he you know, throws another tsunami at you, right? You throw another tsunami at me, I'm gonna be very upset. It can also be tricky to kind of like get rid of all the little bubbles, you know. I know there's ways to do that by using the quick attack, not the long attack. Wow. Wasn't too bad of a fight actually, though. I have a feeling it was a dual balancers run, you know. I mean, that's crazy. It buffs the Storm Ruler thing. Oh, he did throw another wave at me. So animal big. So yeah, Executor is fun. I like him. Very cool indeed. And Maris is a great fight. Now, of course, that brings us to the scale-bearing merchant himself. Not Gemini, not Capricorn. No, it's Libra. Although in some cases you could be mistaken him for thinking he's Cancer. So, yeah, regular Libra, great fight. Again, I'm more comfortable fighting him now, but he was definitely one I was intimidated by, because I heard all about, you know, oh, he's a madness boss. And my actual first encounter with him was not fighting him as the boss, but it was having the Libra raid, you know, where you have to pay him 35,000 runes to screw off. And I remember I was with a team, and we paid him the amount, and that's where I saw he gives you the symbol of Eris, the mimic chest head. I thought that was great. That's hilarious. Oh, you missed that one. Great job, idiot. Something tells me I'm not gonna get through these in time. Well, let's just go with it then, you know. It's fine, man. It's fine. We can handle it. Go ahead, hit me. See what happens. I told you it'd be funny, right? Of course, he summons the, you know, the 50 cal auto turret of frenzy. But yeah, I was with a group, and we paid him the runes. I was fangirling over the fact that they put Symbol of Eris in the game. And then what happens? My teammate decides to attack Libra. I see him go beast mode, and I just run the hell out of there. And like the music is going off, and it's all creepy and it's insane, and was like super triggering that fight or flight response that that style of music is meant to do. So, you know, job well done, right? Can we talk about how there's no worse feeling, by the way, than trying to do a scholar parry and doing it at the wrong time? Oh boy. It's fine, guys. It's fine. We're fine. I've got bleed. Yeah, I think even in the video I actually could hear myself muttering to myself, "Why'd you touch the goddamn cup? Why'd you touch the goddamn cup, man?" But yeah, so I've grown to really like Libra for the strange uniqueness of the fight. I think it's interesting that we finally got a madness boss that like felt like proper madness, because like, yeah, Midra was a Lord of Frenzied Flame, but he still felt like a normal boss that just happened to have fire. Like, this guy feels mad. And you know, the whole creepy, like, satanic goat theme. Yeah, madness indeed. But definitely a tough one not to underestimate. I think I was wanting to see if I could finish him with a parry. And it was kind of like, you know what, just, maybe you shouldn't bother. No, you know what, just don't bother, man, just, okay, we've got one more life. It's alright. I got back up and I boned him. Can we do it? No. How about now? No. How about now? Oh, this is it. Yeah. That was totally worth me risking the whole run for. Absolutely. So yeah, like I said, Scholar, fun character. He can just be a little particular to get right. But Libra, yeah, fun boss. Now, unfortunately though, we are going to get to, oh, you know, the boss that shall live in infamy, Everdark Libra. Oh god. Also, we are finally Guardian. Hooray, the burb. Indeed. I feel like I didn't show him too much because I've just played him a lot. Guardian was another one that took me a while to get good at. Half the struggle with him, I think, is the fact that so many of his most important abilities are locked behind relics. So you just really need a proper relic setup. But when you get it, man, oh, when you get it, it works. So, yeah, what's the tough part about Everdark Libra? Well, he has a habit of going Super Saiyan, like, super early. As you can see, I've barely got, what's that, like, 1/8 of his health, maybe. And of course, the big thing is he summons, who does he summon? The Condemned. So he summons an NPC summon to help him out in the fight. And, it can be one of, many various things. And of course he casts curses throughout. And, oh, wow, this is embarrassing, we brought the same armament. One of us is gonna have to go over and change. And it's not the person who's not you. So yeah, that can be really tricky because NPC summons can be a bit beast mode in the game. Particularly if they decide they're going to do their input read to dodging. Looking at you, NPCs versus Ironeye. He also has a habit of loving to spam the projectiles appear at your feet. And playing Guardian, it's tough because you have a very pitiful dodge, because you're not meant to dodge, you're meant to block. Unfortunately, the shield does not seem to apply to the ground. And Demon Insights a riot. Now this is where I thought, alright internet, I'm gonna test your theory here. Because the internet said, oh, this fight's easy peasy, all you gotta do is get a less likely to be targeted passive. And as you can see, it totally works in the fact that he's still spamming the beams of light underneath. And as you can see, I guess it does kind of work in that the two Condemned are fighting each other. However, they're not fighting Libra. So I don't know, man. I specifically went out of my way to use the Weapon-Bequeathed in Nocastella, Hidden City, so that I could have like all of the less likely to be targeted. And wow, would you look at that? It actually is kind of working. Okay, internet, maybe you're right, but still, like, less likely to be targeted is not a passive I see all the time. And it really sucks that the best tip for the fight is, okay, just pray to God that you get one specific passive to drop. Because the goal is not even to actually have that passive drop, it's to have that passive with a certain amount of strength drop. Because dodging backwards again. Good job, man. Even if you have a certain amount, it's less likely to be targeted. It's not enough. That's why I duplicated this one to be sure, okay, is this enough for you? But much in the same way that enemies have a habit of using their grab attack the second that I am... Oh boy, we gonna go mad? No, we're fine. The second that I'm locked into an animation, Libra has a habit of doing that as well with his spamming of the ground attacks. And it confuses me because, like, oh boy, we're fine. Like, he's got so many other attacks in his arsenal, why does he seem to, like, love spamming that one? And then we get to half health, and he makes everyone half health. But then also you don't gain your health back afterwards. Oh. I think he's upset. There we go. And, okay, the less likely to be targeted worked. Because we got him into rage mode, now he's going after all them. Alright, Internet, fine. Oh, no, now he's after me. No, go for them. Yeah, there you go. Okay, here we go, now he's back over here. Oh, okay, no, he wants them. I remember this now, yeah, he couldn't make up his mind on who he wanted to go after. But yeah, I can also say I am now the proud winner of finally won a Everdark Libra fight in a group. I mean, yeah, he's sitting there. Oh, there we go. Can't forget those, though. Yeah, with Beastclaw Revenant, of course, but up until then, it was like literally I had not won a single fight against Everdark Libra in a group. I tried it in solos, in duos, in the trios, and it was like we'd go in and get screwed. And like even the game, I think, didn't want me to win, because there was one time I had a Wending Grace and it decided not to let me revive. And then I messaged the guy, and he also had a Wending Grace, and it didn't let him revive. So, yeah. Like I say, it's just tough because, like, I love regular Libra so much, but this just feels like an exercise in futility, and, like, you get stun-locked by these infinite spawning turrets. Although that was only my first knockdown in the fight, so not bad. Yeah, and then, like, depending on who you get, the NPCs, they're specifically made to be, like, super brutal and tough. And he's got such a girthy health bar, Libra does. I feel like even if you have the ability to inflict status on him, you have to do it so many times that he builds up his immunity to it real fast. And he hits like a truck. I mean, I get it, though. He's an Everdark version. The Everdarks are meant to be the super crazy, insane, challenge mode version. I can't believe I'm saying this. I actually missed when there was Condemned. Okay, your Guardian. Block, don't dodge. I think I was kind of like, it's alright, fine. I got lives to spare. It's okay. I got back up and I boned him. There you go. He touched the butt. And, yeah, of course, we gotta do the irritation because it's the closest we have to Praise the Sun. Oh, yeah. I love Slayer Bird. I know you can't see that he's bird in it, but still, I like it. I like it. Now this, I believe, brings us to Fulghor. One-armed centaur. Of course, everything has one-armed, and we're off to a great start, boy. We're off to a real great start. Okay, come on, past me. Show 'em what you're made of. So yeah, we're back as Executor. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to try to see, can I do this fight as much Sekiro style as possible? And so that was the idea, was to fail at that. I wanted to see if I could do it as much by just simply blocking and staggering. I did that in a fight against Gladius, You didn't see it, obviously. That's almost the problem, is like, part of me had considered, like, perhaps, like, doing, like, a video with, like, one for every character. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yep, it hurt. I was right. And you really just... Okay, look, guys, I can salvage this, I swear, okay? That wasn't actually me playing, that was my little brother. But now I picked up the controller, I said, okay, show me what we're made of. You see, look how better I am now. I think this was a dual balancers run as well. Yeah. Where was I? Yeah, I almost considered, like, should I just, like, oh my gosh. Okay, no, now it's actually me picking up the controller, I swear, guys. How many more lives do we got? 2? Man, I'm really giving it all. I'm really committing to this Sekiro bit, aren't I? You know, and I thought I should have showed the Gladius fight instead. That was a lot smoother. But yeah, I just wanted to give myself the challenge since I'd already beaten these bosses all solo. And, oh, this is what we're waiting for. Come on, lightning. You struck me down like lightning, lightning. Did you really just reference Charlie XCX? Yes, I did, because I was referencing a good song, not rock music. And, I don't know what the timing is on that one. I just always like to use the I've fallen and I can't get up iframes on it. Or we could just block it. Yeah, there you go, that works. And obviously you're not going to see my Everdark Fulghor fight as Executor, but needless to say, it does feel real good to be able to parry a nuke. That one, there we go. Yeah. So it's just fun to be able to do. I wonder if I should try that with more bosses, you know. Can we do it with just the deflect? And of course, you know, much like Sekiro, everyone's missing an arm, but also everyone has a fancy arm. And his fancy arm is his weird pustule arm. Gives me very Udix Gundyr vibes. And it's definitely a little chaotic to follow. I found definitely the first several fights I just kind of was spam dodging and praying for the best. There is a bit more of a rhythm. I feel it's definitely a boss that wants you to dodge into it. I see, it's like he builds up more lightning damage that he needs to do for it to stop. Oh yeah, that was kind of accidental, but I'll take it. And are we ready to go beast mode yet? I think so. So what this is the animal I have become. Oh yeah, baby. So yeah, Executor, you're great. Sorry I ignored you for so long. I think he actually is my least played character, because usually I win with him. Recluse is one of my most played characters, but that's because I usually lose. And next up, of course, we've got good old Ironeye again for Everdark Fulghor. Again, of course, why don't they open with their strongest attack, right? And do I have a lightning bow, or is it holy? Can't tell. I mean, I know I've got the many periodic glint blades, which is always fun. That's one way to do it. That's another way to do it. And did I fuck up this dodge? I didn't. Very good. Good job past me. Yeah, so Everdark Fulghor, in a way, he's kind of easier and kind of not. He's easier in that lightning is not as essential to being able to win the fight as it is with the regular one. Because regular one, as you can see, regardless of his phase, he has a habit of spamming the lightning ground stab attack. But once he goes into phase 2 here, he doesn't do that anymore, so it's not really as essential. But he does have some pretty crazy attacks. I would say Everdark Fulghor, is he the best of the best upgrade, you know, like a natural evolution of the fight. Some of them I feel like they were just trying to do something crazy and insane. Some of them didn't work. And I love this whole, you know, dual blade, lightning rod, Darth Maul-ness. So, yeah. I think he might be, maybe, until Everdark Heolster comes out, of course, because that's totally happening, guys. And, of course, this is what we gotta do. Oh, you can shoot an arrow in the sky. Well, I can shoot an arrow into the sky. What I've done. I also had a Undertaker run where I, like, leapt up into the air with her ult and hit him mid-air as he tried to do the nuke. It was, pretty pro, not gonna lie, you know. And, there you go. That's all there is to it. So yeah, another pretty good fight indeed. Probably one of the best ones, you know. Yeah, and Ironeye's great, of course, as we already established. That brings us to, though, probably my favorite of the Night Lords is Caligo. Why? Because atmosphere, man, I love the atmosphere. And, yeah, you tank that hit. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I mean, I'm a sucker, I find, for, like, snow and frost and ice. And I will tank the hit, I don't care. This is definitely in my early days of playing Revenant, where I wasn't really sure how to play her, per se. Well, one way to play her against the boss that is weak to fire is to have one of the best fire weapons, the red braid, you know. That's a good one indeed. And it looks like I was using like the Frostbite Concealment Relic, probably because I thought, oh, I need to hide from enemies because I'm Revenant and I'm weak and I need to have my summons to help me out, you know. And it looks like I've got a successive attacks negate damage. But I mean, I made it to level 15. Sometimes I wonder what I did here. But I know that I'm not using my ults. I think this was also before I realized that Revenant's ult makes her summon do like a super attack. I mainly like using it for Sebastian, you know, to do the laser. I don't even really bother running the Ghost Flame explosion. It's kind of fun, but again, like I said, all these wins I had with Revenant was before Beast Claw meta became the thing. But yes, I did become a prisoner to it. It's just fun, guys. What can I say? I thought I'd try it, and I really liked it. What's worst, Beast Claw Revenant meta or Halo Slop meta? Dual Balancers Halo Slop, I don't know. I just know that I'm seeing how I'm playing this. I almost kind of wonder, like, what was my run like this? I don't know. I also feel like I haven't even gotten the Giant's Red Braid that much. But yeah, why do I like Caligo so much? Because atmosphere, snow, frost, cinema, so many cool attacks. That soundtrack is just so amazing. Like, you know me, I'm always a sucker for a bit of a tragedy, shall we say. Oh, missed the chance to finish him with a crit. Oh well. Kill the dragon with dragon. And, you know, I definitely get that atmosphere here. Oh, the spooky eye that sees all. Yeah, so I'm a sucker for the atmosphere. Maybe the fight's not the most technically difficult, but I like it. What can I say? There needs to be any more said than that, right? So now, of course, we have Everdark Caligo, who opens with her, you know, Ice Rain Storm attack, and we start in Phase 2. Now, yes, the Phase 3 soundtrack might not be as epic soundtrack, but that's okay. It's still pretty good. And of course we got another god tier weapon for this fight, and that is the big giant candlestick, right? Big giant candlestick, so you can just shove fire and ashes up the dragon's butt. What? And yeah, look at that. Phase 3 coming in already. And you know what? I don't care, I'm taking it. Or maybe I'm not. Okay, I am. Damn. I mean, this is also a fun fight because it actually makes mountaintops a fun fight to play. I also didn't realize that at the time you can stagger her out of the permafrost attack. Something I was unaware of. I would have saved my ultimate and used it then, but alas, I did not. But it is what it is. And yeah, I do like the whole idea that she grows the armor on different parts of her body, and the more you attack them, the more damage you deal by shattering them. It just led to an unfortunate glitch where it meant that sometimes all of the armor would shatter right away. I remember the first fight. I was kind of confused because I was like, wow, that was a very easy boss. Oh, it's not that it was an easy fight, it's just we got a glitch that made it easy. Oh well. It is what it is. Yeah, I guess my only thing about Everdark Caligo is it just makes it feel like you really need that frostbite buff from the mountain. And mountains is definitely the worst shifting earth, because Crater, okay, you get a super strong weapon. That's good. Oh yeah, killed with the headshot, very nice. Shifting earth, rotting woods, you get the partial damage relic, and you get lots of rot weapons, a lot of bosses close by. That's good. Hidden city, you get the extra life. Very great. Mountaintops, you get frostbite damage reduction. That's something to do with dragons. I don't know. Also, yeah, I think that was the last Raider fight. Raider's great. He does big bonk, and I like it. And, yeah, here I was trying to use sleep. Just don't bother with sleep for balancers, man. Just use frostbite. I think I was trying to use the invisibility. Oh yeah, the defeating enemies ups damage, which as you can see only gets you so far. Yeah, balancers, I still haven't really figured it out. Solo run as Executor, I made that work, that just fine. But other than that, it's just tough because they seem like they're all over the place. I never really know what actually move or attack they're going to do. It just seems so erratic. For a boss called the Balancers, they don't feel very balanced. And then, there's the good old nuke attack, right? Which I don't even know what you're supposed to do here. So okay, so you dodge there, and you dodge there, and then you dodge there, and then you save yourself by having a crit there, and then a nuke just comes from the sky in some random area. I don't know, man. Maybe I need to watch some hitless runs, but as it is, I don't know if this is a fight I really got. It seems like it works better in solo, because in solo it seems like the other ones, they just kind of take pot shots at you occasionally, and then you fight the main one. But it doesn't feel that way normally. I don't know, just when you do it in a group, it's a free-for-all. And I don't like that, I feel like it should be calculated, and not just a gank squad. I also feel like both regular and Everdark Balancers are a DPS test. they still did the nuke attack, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, Everdark and regular Balancers just feels like a DPS test. Like, can you deal enough damage that you bring the Balancers down fast enough that you don't have to deal with a swarm of them? In this case, I did, but I'm out of flasks. So let's just try to get what we can. That potion you got would have been really great if you used it at another time, man. Alas. But yeah, I don't know what the idea is. And it just happens on top of you. Like, are you supposed to watch it and dodge a certain way? I don't know. I mean, there's probably a way. It usually always is. But I haven't figured it out yet. Oh well. But it's okay. I got back up and I boned him. Only 2 more lives. You don't have unlimited lives. There we go. Yeah, touches my bay. I mean, they share health bars, so you can hurt all the small ones you want. I just feel like they will put so much damage. Yeah. There we go. Oh my, almost Shindaru. So yeah, Balancers. I'm not super into them yet, man. Maybe one day I'll figure it out, but as of this point I haven't. And the tough part is also not knowing what map you're gonna get. Are you gonna get a regular map? Or are you gonna get the Shifting Earth so your Everjail relic is useless? I don't know. And yes, that brings us now to the Everdark Balancers. Oh, yes indeed. So, starts off perfectly normal, right? I think I was using dual Balancers for this one, perhaps, because this wasn't my first win. I had beaten them as a Raider. If nobody got me, I know Raider got me. I think it was dual Balancers. And the great thing is I had the Golden Slam skill for the big club. And that's great because it actually, like, gives you a little bit of iframes here and there. And that's great because it's like, well, sorry, it's not iframes, but it makes you just slightly dodge underneath them. That's important. Now, granted, maybe not the greatest fight, but yeah, this transition, yeah, that's a transition, alright. Definitely one of the biggest WTF moments that there ever was. But yeah, now it's a DPS test. Can you defeat all the Balancers before they overwhelm you? And that's why I found, like, the co-op so difficult, because, like, you have to make sure that your teammates work together with you. I know it's funny, what big deal, work together, your teammates, but I mean, like, you have to be on the same wavelength because, you know, you can't talk to each other. Some people have their own different ideas of doing it, and some people's ideas of doing it is to just, you know, go full ham, and some people's it's to run away, right? And now, of course, we have the gold worm phase. Oh god. Okay, Worm is definitely my least favorite part of the fight, because he seems to love jumping down right on top of you, and for the most part, it's just a glorified dodging phase, you know, with a bunch of crazy, insane attacks with very large, high damage hitboxes, and especially his, like, weird scuttling around on the ground. It's, like, so hard to predict. So yeah, not a fan of that. Also, again, the constant random ground explosions. Don't like that either. You know, punishing characters who have slow walking animations. And always seems to jump right on top of you. Now, I have gotten a little more ballsy, I want to say, in that sometimes I have just decided to tank the hit and do damage, because if you damage him enough, well, then you can you get more damage in, I know, right? But usually most of my balancer fights ends up with me running towards the sea and desperately trying to out DPS them because they seem to take their sweet time. But like I say, most of the time they do that charge attack. And so if they do that and you've got Golden Slam, you see it perfectly puts you underneath them. So that's why I was kind of like, alright. And if you do run fast enough away, you can basically turn it into a 1v1 with the other one occasionally being able to get in time. And yeah, and they do bleed damage, which is annoying. But yeah, so that was kind of my strategy, was just like run away and hopefully time your Ashevore in time to be able to dodge them. And it's working out quite well so far. The other thing that's kind of annoying about the worm phase is like it's like it's literally the same attack patterns every time. So like it is just like a glorified QTE sequence. Like, I know you can get damaged at the end, but like, what if he's like slightly away from you? I don't know. It just seems like that first time he spawns, it's always like superly inconveniently right next to you. And then the random blood blisters or whatever they are. Yeah. So I get another fight where I'm kind of like, do I care to beat it with every character? You know what? Maybe not. Maybe not, per se. But I've beaten it a few times. We've got the footage for this video, and that's good. Like, come on, what are you supposed to do? I know you can kind of block it sometimes. But yeah, it just feels like super random. Alright, now do your big, giant blood flower attack. I'm gonna go hang out over here, okay? You have fun over there. Let me know when I can actually start playing the game again. Alright, there we go. And it also really sucks when you're trying to run away and you get caught by an invisible wall. Alright, how many more of these do we have to do? Let's find out. I just don't want to buff too early. There we go. And, oh hi, you're big. There we go. Dual balancers for the win, indeed. Yes. See, I'm not running out of things to say about this. Okay, well, we can talk Undertaker. We talked Undertaker already. She's great. Love her. Definitely one of my mains, but I feel like most people understood that. I don't really know what I was saving my ult for. Perhaps, you know, a worst case Ontario moment. I don't know. Yeah. Don't ask me to think what I was thinking, right? I just know that this is... Oh, no, I didn't dodge it in time. Yeah, I mean, the erratic attacks feel fun. Oh, that's what I was doing. I wanted to try to get a twofer. Oh, come on. Give me one more. No, don't go to the worm. Give me one more. God dang it. Alright, well, it's okay. I still have health. I've still got lives. Alright, here we go again. Another worm phase. This is why I feel like, yeah, you need to just attack the worm more and just tank it, because at the very least, maybe you'll lose a life or some health there. But, you wanted to deal with this as much. So if there is an Everdark Heolster, I hope he's not like this. That'd be very frustrating. And yep, got hit again. It's also just frustrating because of how much damage it does. Like, I get it, it's a big, giant, colossal, ulcerated tree spirit smacking into you. But like, oh boy. I got back up and pwned him. Just go for it, man, just go for it. There we go. I win. But like, they didn't do that to you when the ulcerated tree spirit moves around, like, and that thing doesn't feel as nearly frantic. So, I don't know if there would have been a way to do it better or not, but, yeah, for me personally, this ain't it. So now that brings us to the final of the bosses in the DLC, which is of course the Dreglord himself, the Dreglord, also known as Traitorous Straghess, also known as Pure Impulse Straghess. What is it, like pure impulse, like he's just acting how he feels? Maybe, I don't know. But either or, yeah, let's get this show on the road. Are we dual balancers for this? I'm not sure. But despite the fact that he says he has no weaknesses, it's holy damage, of course. It's always holy damage. As we can see, we wrecked him quite fast there, so that is good. Yeah, he's a boss where I'm not sure I fully understand all of his mechanics yet. So I know in the second phase he summons a whole bunch of minions and they kind of just wander around, and then is it like when they die he gets an attack buff? I'm not sure how it works. I haven't really paid attention. I don't have time to look at the little icons under the boss health bar. I'm a little too busy trying not to frickin' die. But yeah, he definitely hits very hard indeed. I think he's a boss for me. Kind of like Heolster, where I actually find him more difficult in a group than solo. I think the reason for that is just because his movements are much more erratic. When you're in a group, you don't really know who he's targeting, and they give him so many ways for him to dodge around you. Whereas I find solo, he's much more focused. The biggest trick with him is just, of course, stick to that booty, right? And I find it more difficult to do that if he's just sort of wandering around. And of course, there we go with the good old, random ass little bubbles that pop up in the ground where you're standing. That's lovely. I see also that I went with the Rotted Woods blessing for this one, because I didn't have a relic for partial HP damage reduction, I think, or maybe I did. I can't remember. Is this just the one I went with, I guess? I don't know. But it is kind of funny that he actually removes that blessing from you, because we can't make it too easy to have to deal with the rot. But yeah, it's stick to the booty, dodge real close. That's really it. Just granted, some characters are better suited to that playstyle. Not a character like Recluse, where the whole thing is to be casting spells and having aggro taken off of you, but a character like Wylder, oh yeah, absolutely. That's my jam. That's how I roll. And that's how we do roll. And yeah, the good old stake cannon and the stagger. Name me a more satisfying sound than the Dark Souls stagger effect. So yeah, this is where he does the big jump, and this is one attack that annoyed me because it reminds me of Horaloo, where he just can hover in air as long as he wants, right? Yeah, usually I just take the hit on that one. I don't really know what else you would do there. So yeah, he is a pretty fun fight. I do enjoy him. It's just not one of my favorite ones because I'm still finding the boss intimidating. You've got to fight so many difficult bosses to get there. You've either got to fight Death Knights and Artorias, or the Great Red Bear and the Dancing Beast, Divine Lion, Warrior, none of which are easy fights. So, yeah, that I feel, perfect stagger, am I right? Not that I really needed it, I had plenty of lives. And I'm Batman. Grab a look. Yeah, so still a fight I'm getting used to. I don't think we're gonna get Everdark, Straghess, Dreglord, but that's okay, because it's still a good fight. overall, that's for sure. And if you look carefully, you can see the Balancers are watching. They are judging us. Indeed. So yeah, good fight is good. And that was Wylder, of course. He's very easy to play as. I really like him a lot, you know, because it's just easy, you know. And now, of course, we have one final fight that is against Heolstor, the Nightlord. And, of course, we're going as Revenant. And, yeah, as you can see, man, Wrath of Gold, that really don't mess around, indeed, does it? Yeah, so again, pre-Beastclaw Revenant meta that I did. Yes, apparently I did not lie on the floor long enough to get my iframes. Oops. That's okay, it's what extra lives are for, right? Yeah, wow, Wrath of Gold. This guy really is weak to holy damage, isn't he? And I kept with the claws. There, like I said, there was a little bit where I was using the claws with the Frostbite relic. Yeah, I sort of ended up not really going with that. I don't really do that, but I do really like keeping Revenant's claws. Although this attack, I'm not really sure how you dodge it. Oh, well, maybe I do know how to dodge it. Apparently I learned how there. Yeah, so, again, Revenant's definitely come around to a lot more. You know, just as I'm thinking about putting the game down, I finally figure out how to keep good scrub, per se. It's just fun, you know. Especially because some of the other characters, like Ironeye and Duchess, I've already gotten good with them, you know. This is still the final challenge. But it was not an easy one. And, like we were talking about, Dreglord Heolster, for the most part, is a boss where I feel he's easier solo, because it's just a much better way to keep track of him, except for that attack. I don't know what the dodge timing on it is. Alright, here we go. We still got more lives, right? I think. Maybe. But he seems to really be content with spamming that move. I'm not sure why. Yeah, just because his moves can be very erratic and wide, and so it's hard to keep track of him as a solo player, right? And of course, nothing better than using the ult to dodge his nuke attack. Such a cool boss. You know, they usually cook pretty well with the bosses at the end of the game, and they definitely did with this one. Alright, Sebastian, you take him. And I totally didn't mean to do that, but you know what? I ain't complaining, right? I meant to do that. But yeah, he's a great fight. Love the way he uses all the different elements. And, you know, it's just an overall fun way to end the game. But yeah, definitely solo is the way to go, for the most part. Okay, Wrath of Gold, please. Nope. Do I got one more life? Sorry, I got back up and I boned him. I swear. I think. Did I? I don't know, we'll find out. 1 HP in a dream, man. Right. There we go. That's what I meant to do. I meant to do that. So, yeah, Wrath of Gold actually OP, apparently. But yeah, that's it. Those are all of the main Nightlords in the game, and there certainly is no Everdark Heolster waiting. As I sit here editing this video, actually hoping that does not come true, because it'd be pretty embarrassing if I, you know, went through the whole struggle of making a video like this, only to not have it happen, right? Now we do have a couple endings more to cover, so of course we have Ironeye's ending, because Ironeye is a member of those who live in death. He's actually undead, and he's technically evil, I think. Or he's in it for himself, you know, so, you know, if you are a greedy Ironeye player that keeps all the loot for yourself, you're actually just role-playing real good as the character. the end, instead of offering the Night Lord's rune, you wield the blade and then decide to slay this being. So rather than like ending the night continues. I guess because Ironeye wants to fight on unto eternity, perhaps. I've said this before, but I kind of feel like I'm done like going overly into some of the lore details. I'm going into it for the vibes, right? So that's the vibe that I get from this. You know, the feeling I get is that Ironeye's in it for himself. He didn't end the night because otherwise that would be the end of him. So that's why he says the night is far from over, because we got Mr. Edgelord over here. So yeah, that is Ironeye's ending, right? But that's no fun, so now we gotta make sure we do Recluse's ending, because Recluse has a special ending, where you don't screw it up, otherwise you gotta go beat Heolster as her, right? And Recluse's ending is basically like, sort of, she like comforts her child, some weird like creature of night that was corrupted by the dark, and is basically like, hey man, sorry I was a bad mom, but I'm finally back from buying cigarettes, so it's all gone be K now. It's all gone be good. So that's Recluse's ending. Wylder's ending is he takes a mimic tier and uses it to essentially become the new Night Lord. The annoying thing about his ending is you have to have one of his relics equipped with the Larva tier. I don't know if you actually need that bow dagger for Ironeye equipped. I did the first time I did it, but ever since then I've just simply beaten Heolster as Ironeye, and it's given me the option every time, so maybe that's because I've already unlocked that ending. I don't know. But yeah, in any case, Wylder doesn't want to have Duchess die when the Round Table Hold is dissolved after the Knight's defeated, so he decides the best thing is for him to become the Night Lord and just wander the earth like Cain from Kung Fu. So he'll be the new Night Lord, but I don't think he's gonna try not to cause like terror or anything. He's just gonna be like sad and lonely, right? That's why I put the song Wandering Spirit by Alda on my Wylder Eldering playlist. It seemed appropriate. So yeah, definitely sad, bittersweet ending, I guess, you know. Both Duchess and Wylder are like, no, let me sacrifice. Let me make the sacrifice. No, I want to be the sacrifice, right? Oh dear. Just can't make up their minds, can they? They should just hang out and eat pita bread. That'd be a good thing. And so there we see it. He's put down his sword, and yeah, now he's a wandering spirit, I guess. Oh, I've always loved this area, though. I like that eventually they decided, you know, we're just gonna make giant open areas for the boss fight. You know, Putrescent Night Arena, and this one, and Dark Ear, Mid-Ear, Slave Night Gale. Then the next thing is, of course, Undertaker's Ending, which is you have to discard the Remnant of the Night as it before you offer the rune. And then the regular cutscene kind of plays out from there. It's a pretty normal one, I think. But yeah, that's the main thing, is that, or is it slightly different? I can't recall. But you need to do that, and that's her, like, being like, okay, I'm no longer going to be addicted to feeding off the night. Like, you know, slurping the night essence like it was in, you know, the infamous cutscene everyone's talked about, right? So, yeah, we're not going to do that. No, we don't do that here. I remember I actually went and just randomly beat Heolster as Undertaker solo, but I missed out on getting the ending. I had to go do it all over again. But I'm kind of curious because I don't recall seeing that show up in my inventory, so maybe I hadn't properly unlocked it yet. I love how the remembrances are so weird. Like, in some of them it's just beat a boss as a character, or go through a special cutscene, or do a few things like this. Whereas Ironeye's is, you must beat Fulghor. Revenant, you must beat Gladius. And Undertaker, you must beat Heolster. Recluse, you must beat Heolster. Scholar, you must beat the Dreglord. You know. Was it Wylder's Heolster? So you have to beat anyone difficult for Guardian? I don't think so. And you don't really have to beat anyone difficult for Executor. You just have to beat like another copy of him, right? With the good old Sekiro Deflect. So, yeah, I don't know, kind of crazy. But anyway, that is Undertaker's ending, which I think substituted for the regular ending too, because it's the same cutscene. But yeah, and then that we see like the spirits dissipate from the round table hold, and I like to think of it as like them making the sacrifice to keep everybody safe from the night, you know, so that no one else gets affected by it. That's why we see all these spirits here going throughout the credits. So, yeah, that was Nightreign. Man, we did it. All bosses with all characters, hooray. But yeah, as I'm editing this, I'm pretty sure there's no Everdark Heolster, man. It's gonna be like a 1 year, thanks for playing update, and that's it, guys. It was a phase, and it was fun, and I really enjoyed, and I'm super addicted to it. But I don't think there will be more. This was essentially an asset reuse, you know, much like the equivalent of zombies in Call of Duty. Now that one, of course, really took off, but, you know, I stopped caring after Black Ops 3 once they got into, like, multiverse and, you know, the weird Cthulhu monsters. I know it was part of it all from the beginning, but it just got a little elaborate. Like, you know, the focus was on, you have to do the Easter egg on the map. It's all about that, and not necessarily about just simply playing a map for fun. Right? Yeah, so that's a little bit much for me. Maybe they'll do a thing like that with this one, I don't know. But either way, I love it, and I love all the characters and the bosses. It's a lot of fun. But like I say, I haven't really bothered with Deep of Night. It's a fun concept, but just not really something for me, you know. But yeah, I mean, Wylder and Duchess are my mains, and I like Guardian, Ironeye, and Raider. And Undertaker's pretty awesome, and Executor's fun, and I want to play more Recluse. And now that I've unlocked Beastclaw Revenant, I'm having a lot of fun with that too. I'm only just trying the Night Invader relic meta. I know everyone talks about that for Deep of Night, and don't bother with Everjail relic, use that. But the thing is I hate fighting NPC fights in the game, so I don't know. We'll give it a try, I guess. So I'm probably still going to be playing for quite a lot longer. And yeah, maybe I will see you out there. Nightfarer, I am Tars, of course. So that is good. And yeah, I'll work on a letterboxed, top letterboxed 4 for all characters. I think that'll be fun. But other than that, I don't know. The only thing we've got coming up with From Software is the Duskbloods, which is apparently a Switch 2 exclusive. So, I mean, I guess they made, you know, Bloodborne a Sony PlayStation exclusive, so they're not new to that. It just seems like an odd change of pace. And I'm not buying a whole Switch 2 just to play one game, so oh well, 'tis what it is. We'll see. Maybe it'll be multi-platform. You never know these days what they're gonna do. in regards to that. Yeah, but I know there's a lot of other games I want to play. And that's the thing, I haven't been gaming much. I've been watching lots of movies and working on music and doing other projects. So, like, when it comes time to gaming, I'm just like, do I want to commit to a whole big story game and play a bunch of that? Or do I just want to jump in, play a quick round of Nightreign, and that's it, I'm done, you know? Like, I even started playing Alan Wake 2, because I played the first Alan Wake and I thought it was pretty fun. And of course I'm gonna love all the David Lynch, Lovecraft, Stephen King, Twin Peaks references. But the thing is like Twin Peaks Season 3, and I guess that's Alan Wake 2 is trying to be Twin Peaks Season 3. Because it starts off with our main characters trapped in an area, and he's trying to figure out a way to get out, and people are trying to free him, and also it takes a really, really long time to get going. So I just gotta go with that mentality. You know, I loved Season 3 of Twin Peaks. But yeah, Alan Wake 2 did not really grip me so much at the start. Wasn't really my style, so maybe I gotta go give it another attempt. But that's the thing, I don't want to, because I just want to play more Nightreign, you know? Yeah, and maybe one day I'll win in a group against Everdark Libra. And maybe I'll beat Harmonia, Everdark Harmonia with Recluse. Maybe I gotta work on my Night Invader meta relic setup. Maybe they'll finally fix the whole color scheme. The color scheme's so weird to me, like what's the point? It's like some characters get different combinations of colors and certain ones are locked to it, but like I feel all it does is just is like annoying. Like what's the point? What's the basis for it? I don't really know. So, yeah. What else do we have to say? Well, we're almost at the end of the credits, and that's going to be the final cutscene, you know, of the knight leaving the lands between behind. I always got super hyped because I thought it was teasing like a new area, the way the camera panned to the left. Like it was showing us some of those new areas, because even when you're at the northernmost part of the Halig Tree, you can see all this new area out there, and I don't know, man, I want to see more. You know, like being at the edge of Mata Nui and seeing Metro Nui in the distance, like, I want to know more of this place. Is Bionicle making a resurgence? Or is that just my feed specifically giving me lots of Bionicle-related memes? The Bionicle's awesome, man. Maybe we'll talk about that more. You know, Toa and Nuva, those guys were so awesome indeed. So yeah, here we have it, the final mythical cutscene. We see here the lands between, and this is what we're looking north and the south here, I think. Yeah. And, yeah, there's the grace that has fallen off the Erd tree. We see this one speck of it come drifting down here, and then we pan over, and I got hyped thinking we were going to be looking at that area more. Like, show us more, you know, like the Land of Reeds, or the Gloam-Eyed Queen, right? Or the Formless Mother. But, yeah, this grace here, goes here, and thus awakens the night. And again, I think like Bionicle, right? Like Mata Nui is asleep, but isn't he actually like some kind of like really, really massive being? Like he's actually a physical being that's just real giant, and like the whole earth is actually his body, like he's a celestial or something. I don't know. But yeah, in either case, there we go. That is the night. And now he's gonna leave. He's also gonna go walk the earth like Cain. And I don't even know what I'm talking about when I say that. I just love that line from Pulp Fiction. I'll just walk the earth, you know, like Cain from Kung Fu. I don't even know what he means by that. It's just a great line. So yeah, and thus he left, and the Erd Tree was saved by the Nightfarers and their sacrifice. And that's that. Anyway, hope next time.